All right, today I'm going to start working on this truck cap. The other day I noticed that all my back end here, when I opened the gate up, it was all loose. Somehow this has popped out of here, and I got looking in here. As you can see, I got a big problem. There was little welded pieces that kept this and this together, and they have all snapped out of there. Probably just from vibration and stuff. Plus this door is really heavy with this glass panel in it. So I bought this 1/8 inch thick piece of aluminum angle, and hopefully I can repair this by making some brackets out of it and also putting a piece across the top of this opening. So what I'm thinking is going across here from this brace right here across this, and then to the other side here, so that'll kind of keep that in place. And then I'm also going to put some brackets hopefully from here to here to kind of help secure it. But first, to make sure I get it all back where it belongs, I'm going to take this rubber trim molding out here so I can get to the screws, and I'm going to take this piece off so I can get that sealed back up and back where it belongs. This strip is riveted down here at the bottom, so I'm just going to cut this right here so I can get it undone without having to fight with that.
Right there.
Oh yeah. That has some kind of like tarry substance. It stays pliable, so it's nice and sealed. I may have to put some new stuff in when I'm done, but for now we'll just lay this aside. Now we can push it back in where it belongs. We can make sure it's all nice and flush. Whoa, boy, that pulls her right out. So we're gonna go in and try to secure some of the inside now. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is cut this piece here so that everything is lined up like it's supposed to be. 58 1/4. I bought an 8-foot piece because I knew I wanted some extras to make up the little brackets as well. So we're gonna cut this 58 3/8 just to have a little extra so we can put some angles on the ends of it. I got this piece at Menards. I was gonna order it, but everything online was kind of expensive, and I checked there and they had it. The reason I'm using angle is so it has more strength. If you just use a piece of flat aluminum, it wouldn't have near the rigidity. The reason I'm not welding it back together like it was originally is because you'd have to use like a TIG welder, and there'd be so much heat it'd probably melt the top covering of that cap, because I'm sure they did all their welding before they covered it. We have plenty, so I'm just gonna cut it at 59. So I'm gonna put an angle on each end like that. That looks real nice. I'm gonna shorten it up just a little bit so it doesn't rub on the tin there. And then after that, I'm gonna mark some holes in between my other bolts here so we know where we're gonna drill, and we're gonna pre-drill this angle so that we can just put a self-tapping screws in on the ends and in the middle here. If you've never messed with aluminum, it doesn't act like steel because it dissipates the heat so much. You'll just notice differences in the way it grinds and everything, and it's easy to get burnt because the heat is back a lot farther from your grinds than you imagine it would be. I like to take a file and just clean it up afterwards because it leaves a lot of burrs, but it doesn't rust, so that's a big benefit. I just don't want any sharp edges or burrs that can rub into the side of the cover. All right, we got it all deburred. Now we're gonna mark where we want to put our screws. Yeah. So obviously we're gonna put some holes at the end. 2 screws down here. at the very ends, and then along the rail. I actually want to go a little higher. I want to miss these bolts so it's flat. So I'm going to take a little bit more off the end so that it will sit a little bit higher. I only have to take some off of one end because obviously it'll make the whole thing shorter. Pretty happy with that. We're missing the bolt heads that are sticking out there, so we're gonna go ahead and mark where we're gonna add some bolts, some screws I should say. And then at the ends, that should do it. So these are the self-drilling screws we're gonna use. We're gonna pre-drill just slightly bigger than the size of the screws. If you want to use some cutting oil when you're drilling, WD-40 works real well. You don't really need any because how thin this material is. Then we're just going to put a couple in at the end here. Take the burrs off the back here so it sits nice and flush. Let's see if we can get this thing mounted in here. First screw in. Now we'll get it where we want it and then put one on each end. Wow, that really sturdied it up, which is exactly what we were after. So I'm gonna put a couple more brackets here and here, and I think we accomplished what we wanted. Wow, yeah, perfect. Look at that. So they actually have screws in this that help support that bracket that's going around, so that's good. About 2.5 inches would work on that. That WD-40 helps that aluminum not to gald up in your cutting tool if that's a saw or a drill bit or whatever it is. The aluminum's so soft, it kind of likes to gum up. I already got to deburr my little pieces here. This is just a regular flat file, it's nothing special. Alright, got all our burrs off of it. Now I'm going to drill a hole in each end so we can put this thing up like that and hold it together. Put these right in here for extra support. Get the other one in before I tighten it. That way it'll hold it in place for me. There we go. Put one over here, yeah. There we go. Oh yeah. All right, I'm really happy with this. I don't think this is ever gonna go anywhere again. So I think I'm gonna put some of this caulking back on here in place and just put that piece back on and be happy with it. Rather than invest a lot of time trying to make changes when something that has lasted for a long time. The biggest trick is gonna be to get my screws in the same holes. All right, let's see what we can do. Found that one. So I'm gonna just go around putting a few in here and there so I can get everything lined up. right, just gonna put this weather stripping back in here. I got new weather stripping, but this here is still okay. I think it'll work just fine. There we go. All ready for our next adventure. Well guys, that's all I got for you today. This is kind of odd jobs that you hope you never have to do. But I figured since I was working on it, I would share it with you. My truck needs a wash. So until next time guys, good luck with all your projects.